Members of Parliament, support staff, radio listeners, TV viewers, all following this meeting via social media, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I welcome you to this meeting of Parliament. This is a Central Committee meeting, number 13 for today, Monday, February 24th. We have established a quorum of 12 members. I invite you to stand for a moment of silence. Thank you. I have received notice of absence from the member Viren Kotai. No notice of lateness. Are there any notifications from the floor? At this time, that seems not to be the case, so we can continue with the agenda points for this meeting. And those are, 1, approval of the travel schedule for the month of March 2025 in connection with committee meetings of Parlatino. The document with the invitations for these meetings is registered on the IS 588 and it is dated the 11th of February of this year. Secondly, on the agenda, we have the approval of the composition of the delegation and the provisions for members of Parliament to participate in IPKO and Tripartite meetings. These meetings are scheduled for or to take place in The Hague, the Netherlands, and from June 18th through 21st of this year. I go over to agenda point number 1, and as I mentioned, it is the schedule of Parlatino committee meetings for the month of March 2025, and this has been received from the Secretariat of Parlatino on February the 11th. As mentioned, this document can be found on the IS 588 of this parliamentary year. There are several committee meetings of Parlatino scheduled for March 20th and 21st, 2025. This schedule, as usual, is a draft and is subject to change. It is customary that our delegations comprise of 2 persons per committee to attend these meetings. And therefore, the proposal here in this Central Committee is for Parliament to approve the work visits for members of Parliament to attend these Parlatino meetings as per the draft schedule for March 2025. In connection with committee meetings of Parlatino and any other amendments or updates that might be presented by Parlatino to this draft scheduled for March 2025. The proposal is furthermore to approve the travel arrangements for the delegations as per the travel guidelines of Parliament. Does any member require the floor on this topic? I mentioned the document in question is document number 588, dated the 11th of February. I see no need for members of Parliament to speak on the topic, and I can therefore conclude that the proposal as made in this Central Committee meeting is hereby approved. We go over to agenda point number 2 for this meeting of the Central Committee of Parliament, and that is, as I indicated in the introduction to this meeting, that the Interparliamentary Kingdom consultations, the so-called IPKO, will take place in The Hague, the Netherlands, from June 18th through 21st of this year. During these meetings, the delegations from the parliaments of the 4 countries in the Kingdom will have discussions on numerous topics, as is usually the case. It is customary that the members of the Committee of Kingdom Affairs and Interparliamentary Relations, so our CCARE committee, attend these meetings. So the proposal is for the President of Parliament as delegation leader, the members of the CCARE Committee of Parliament, and the Secretary General of Parliament to participate in these meetings. The proposal in this Central Committee meeting is to approve the travel arrangements for this delegation. It's also furthermore proposed to approve that the guidelines of the travel or the travel guidelines of Parliament also be applicable to this travel of the members of Parliament. The delegation will travel from June 15th through the 22nd. And again, this is dependent on flight availability. Travel abroad by members of Parliament, as elucidation, and others accompanying them has to be approved by the Central Committee in accordance with Article 4 of the Travel and Accommodation Expenses Allowance for Members of Parliament, the so-called Vergoedingsregeling Reis- en Verblijfskostenstatenleden, which is actually a national ordinance. So hence this point on the agenda of today's Central Committee meeting. Does any member require to speak to this topic? That does not appear to be the case, so I thank the members of Parliament, and without any further comments being necessary, I consider this advice approved. Members of Parliament, we have come to the end of this meeting. I thank you for your participation, and I hereby close the Central Committee meeting of Parliament. Meeting closed.